Oh, we're getting right into the introduction this week. A whole new thing where we don't do fucking talk for 5 minutes first. Welcome to episode 103, or if you're going by the Greg Anthony calendar, the Greg Anthony calendar would be 104. 104. Now, big week for the Rad Dudecast. We are officially on the iTunes charts almost every single day. Okay, we peaked out at 72 on the comedy charts last week. We don't even have time to fucking talk about it. Follow us on the at the Rad Dudecast on Twitter for all your updates, all that bullshit. We love you guys. We got a problem, Anthony. Tell them the problem.
I wanted to thank everybody for supporting the Rad Dudecast all through the years that you have, and helping us become number 73 on iTunes.
That's a high number. We were 50s.
Now let's try to get that down to 69.
But you were supposed to explain the problem. We got to calm Greg down.
The problem.
We got to calm Greg down.
Calm Greg down.
My name is Brendan Ayer. I'm here with Anthony DeVito and my beloved. Now that's a weird way to say it. My friend. I like Greg. Greg Stone. Tell us why you're hot today.
They raised the rent of the podcast studio, which is our apartment that we live in.
How much do they raise the rent?
A lot. I don't want to talk about financials here.
Okay, they're coming
I don't want them to know.
You received a letter today, and they're trying to up your rent.
$7 more grand.
Well,
that's and then they say it's legal to only do a 2% increase, because that's only 2% of what we pay.
Well, the problem with that is I said it, and then I looked that up, and it was not.
Yeah, but Brendan, you're such an authority that I trust anything you say.
I trusted what I said, and then I looked it out. So let's do this, because I want to calm Greg down. Let's go back and forth, Anthony, and we'll say things we think Greg likes.
Oh,
Greg, you react.
Great.
You react.
This is where I'm at right now. That's how angry I am right now.
I can. For those of you listening at home, Greg's making a face. He's scrunching up his face and he's breathing out.
Yeah, he looks like an angry chipmunk.
Okay, so we'll say things he likes. Chicken parm sandwiches.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
A man in the nude.
Wait, let me imagine the chicken parm sandwich eaten by a man in the nude, and not because I'm attracted to him, but because I respect the body. And you know that.
Oh yeah.
And I respect a chicken parm sandwich. Somebody sent me a snap today of a guy with some kind of fox face, and it said "rapey a rapist" or something. That is just a personal for me to laugh.
Yeah.
It was weird though. That fox looked sexual.
Now, I got an exercise for you.
All right.
I want you to
do a couple more.
I want you to close your eyes.
All right, I'm gonna close them.
I want you to close your eyes.
Do I close my eyes?
Everyone close your eyes.
Yeah, Anthony, you close your eyes.
Great.
Close your eyes, okay, Greg? You're in a room.
I'm in a 7.
It's a pure white room.
Mm-hmm.
Pure white. Future. You're in the future. You're sitting in the most comfortable of comfort. The highlight of your life, a leather armchair that's just beautiful. You've got your feet up.
It's so tight around my body.
You feel great. It's very tight around your body. Slowly, you open your eyes. What do you see? You see every Marvel Legends character that's ever been made. And you know something,
I already have them.
You know something? They're yours. Every one there's ever been. Mint condition, one in the box, one out of the box. You own them. They sit around
I
you.
have them in the box.
The only break in the Marvel's Legends figures is a 139-inch plasma television.
Ooh.
It's yours. Cupped around your balls is a premium chicken parmesan sandwich.
Chicken parm dick sandwich.
Held by the most beautiful man you've ever seen. Not because you're gay.
I'm not attracted to it, but I respect it.
I
respect that body.
Anthony, tell him what else is in the room. Tell him what's in the room.
Oh, wow. There's a bunch of hard-boiled eggs that are just loose in a pile.
Eggs.
They're rolling around.
Next to the man in the nude.
Yeah.
And he's stuffing a hard-boiled egg in your mouth.
Yes.
One after the other.
Eat it.
Much like a snake eats. You're swallowing them whole.
Eat the egg. Swallow. Don't chew the egg.
Feel them
The
in my
man
throat.
has a paintbrush. Lime green paints.
Yes.
An assortment of paints.
The finest
All
lime green.
green. And he's painting his eyebrows
Slow down,
over and over
Yes.
again while reciting one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s great speeches, but not one of his great speeches about race.
No.
One of Martin Luther King's views about the future of technology.
Yes. Well, he knew it was
over and over
futurist.
again. Yeah. Martin Luther King, the futurist, not the Reverend.
Oh yeah, turn the air conditioner off.
Yeah, turn the air conditioner off.
And so
Get hot in here.
And now he takes out a feather duster.
Yes.
And what did he bring with him?
A feather duster.
A Filipino boy named Chi-Chi.
Wait, he's transmorphed. It says Martin Luther King doing this, right?
No. He's talking as Martin Luther King.
Yes.
And now Chi-Chi is here.
Chi-Chi.
And Chi-Chi reaches the height of most people's kneecaps.
I don't know if this is going to be okay.
She's little.
Chi-Chi is little.
Yeah.
Chi-Chi is little, but what he lacks in height, he makes up for in bombastic views about our government.
Can I also tell you what I see?
Yeah.
Because Chi-Chi has giant hands.
Oh, Chi-Chi has the biggest hands.
Oh, yes, my hands are the biggest hand anyone ever seen.
Oh, that's Chi-Chi. You know that's Chi-Chi.
I got the
Mutant-sized hands.
Oh, they're big.
Oh, look at
And
the
he's
size of my hands.
lifting me,
Chi-Chi.
one hand under one foot.
Oh, yes.
Lifting me above.
Yes.
Yeah, I
And the
lift you,
man,
mister.
Yes.
the man who was chicken parm is cleaning off all the
he's cleaning
remnants
you,
of the
all the
bread that's on the
remnants.
leather seat.
A little bit of lime green from the paint on his eyebrows trickles onto your belly.
I'll clean your rectum.
And what do you say to that?
What do I say? I say I cannot speak because my comfort level is so high. I tell you what's moving. Anthony slowly pushed the table to my dick, and I really thought Brendan was
Trying to
trying
make
to
this a
touch my
4D
penis.
experience.
4D.
Yes,
Oh,
4D.
I think he's got
Anthony is slowly pushing
That's-
the table where
that's
all
the
the
man in the
recording
nude.
system is.
Pressing
into
himself
Greg's,
onto you.
And I don't know that if Anthony realizes this,
really
but
hurts.
just because you use an object doesn't mean it's not a sexual experience.
It's a 4D
Yeah.
experience, Brendan.
Can I say?
You anyone have a cup of water?
Can I say this? I just looked at my phone, and
Yeah.
I'm also at a Pokestop, and I've just recharged all my balls, and there's a. Oh yeah, is that some kind of flying bird? I'm gonna catch this one. I gotta catch them all.
Catch them all.
Catch 'em all.
Oh, I feel better.
Okay.
Can I tell you,
Yeah.
this was an honest thought that
Yeah.
I had,
Mhm.
and it's crazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
It only survived in my head for a second before I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I was running yesterday, and I saw a midget playing Pokemon Go,
I love
and
it.
I go in my head for a second. I go, man, this thing really is popular. If it got to them, like.
Yeah, I had to go lower.
Yeah, midget,
Like
they're
somehow
like an
it was
African
like
country.
Yes, like
Yeah.
somehow midgets were like a next level.
Yeah.
Like things don't
Yeah, yeah,
penetrate
yeah.
through
Oh,
to them.
yeah.
And then as immediately as I thought that, I go, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that the technology has reached little people.
Because most people can see it because they're the same height, and they can look over people's phones and go, "Oh, what's that?"
Right.
I'll look that up. But these guys, they're too.
No, it was a
low.
horrible thought. I felt like
I
thought
wouldn't
it
even
made
know
sense.
midgets knew about phones.
Yeah, it
I thought
wasn't-
they were still doing smoke signal Native American stuff.
yeah, it wasn't in a biased way at all. It was
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
somehow I thought they were into other stuff, and it was like,
Right.
wow,
What'd you
this
think
thing
they
is
were- what'd you
this
think
thing
they were
has
into?
broken through.
Yeah.
Just like Angry Birds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stuff of the past.
Real-
games of the past.
Real quick. Let me just take a pause.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're like little guys.
Yeah, I felt bad about having that thought, but me and Greg,
It's
Anthony.
a fun enough thought, though, that I think it's so silly and it's so stupid. And I mean that with all due respect.
Right.
That I think it's fine to even have.
Sure.
But do you ever know? Does it even make sense to say, like, it's a weird thing to say, but like,
Yeah.
do you have those thoughts that your brain just came up with on its own? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
involved in that. You
Yeah,
just
you just did that.
You just
Yeah.
did that.
I was telling Anthony about this.
Mm.
Okay, all right. Let's step out of the character.
Yeah.
For a second.
This is what I would. Honestly, that's what happened to me. I was no character.
Real quick, also,
Yeah.
I also want to say is I was kind of mad before.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we'll do that for the past. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But it actually worked. It literally made
I
me feel
was
better.
going to. I have a degree in psycho studies.
But I was telling Anthony about this. For real, every now and again, I'll be talking to someone, attractive or not, a lot of times a man, and my brain for 1 second just goes, kiss him. Just kiss him. And it's a second I go, no, not even sexual. It's not sexual. It's just,
Right.
I'll kiss him. And I go, what? Why are you kiss him?
Can I? Here's and we should run this by Tita. I'd love for you to get Tita's permission to have a same-sex experience because maybe you are bi.
No, I
like I don't. I know you. I know that it's sort of
Yeah.
a bit and sort of more of just a projection of this view of the world where you think everyone should be open.
Yeah.
You know, like I know you're attracted to
Yeah.
women. I do know that, but your mind goes in that direction so often that maybe
Yeah.
it's like maybe you should see.
Give
You
me
know,
fluid, bro.
I've never seen a man who I've been like, I want to kiss them sexually. I've had things. This thing I'm saying, though, is just a weird reaction
I know
of
what
like,
you mean.
kiss him. Like, jump off this building.
I used
Choke
to,
that guy.
Right. I used to do that. I
Yeah.
used to do that with jump off a building or jump out of a car. I
Yeah.
used to, it just an impulse thing. Whenever I'd be in the highway as a kid, I used to always go, I'm going to try to jump out of this car. It used to be a thing that my brain would constantly be sending me to do,
Yeah.
and I would just never do it. but the impulse was there every single time I was in a car.
It's almost not. It's like it's very similar to when people who have the form of Tourette's, where you yell out stuff, which is very rare. Most form of Tourette's come out in the form of like facial tics or shakes. So, like, it's very rare to have the kind where you yell out. But the reason
I'm open to trying
the reason they yell out inappropriate stuff is because it's not because like there's just a disease that makes you yell out swear words. It's because it makes them yell out the things they're most afraid of saying. So they're because they know they yell out stuff, because they know they yell out stuff, automatically their brain thinks like, oh, it'd be terrible if I yelled out fuck right here, and then they yell out fuck. So it's almost like that impulse where you're like, oh God, I'm going to jump out of this car. That's the scariest thing you could do in that situation. Now,
you know what sucks is that I had that as a kid with a car, and anytime I remember the first time having it, we went to a vacation in Ocean City, Maryland, when I was in like 7th grade or something.
Yeah, secrets.
It was. Wherever we were staying, it was an open balcony kind of thing, but it was high up. It was like 10 stories up, and the whole time I was like, I need to jump. Right. It's that thing where it's like that's the But then I never would go up to a girl when I was at a bar and try to hit on her. Do you know what I mean? Because that in my head was like, that's scary.
That's really jumping off a balcony.
But to that, let me throw in on that. I tell this to people all the time about excitement versus fear.
Yeah.
Your body reacts the same to excitement as it does fear, and you just don't know. You put it in context on what you're actually scared of. Talking to women, I used to like talking to women, not because I saw that as excitement. It was fear, but it was also this thing of like, just talk to her and get that thrill. And then even if they were like, okay, I'll give you my number, then it's like, okay, I got the number, but I don't even really give a shit. I just wanted to put myself out there and go for that thing.
And it's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it really is.
It's funny.
That's
body.
How I felt about jumping off 10 stories. Put myself out
That's a great adrenaline rush. Your body is very easily like trickable, because you're right. All these feelings, they kind of have the same reaction. Like when I used to really have bad depression, and it's better now, but a doctor really tried to get me exercising. And I was like, this is dumb. You don't understand how I feel. This is stupid.
Yeah.
And what he finally explained it to me in a way that made sense. Is like, your body doesn't know what's happening. Your body just knows it's stressed and scared, right?
Yeah.
So your body doesn't realize your brain's broken and you're depressed over nothing.
Yeah.
Your body thinks there's something outside of you causing a problem. If you go exercise, your body has a fight or flight reaction from way back in caveman times that if you go run and get your adrenaline moving and you're out running, your body thinks it's dealing with whatever that problem is. Your body is dumb and thinks it's running away from whatever caused you that stress, and you begin to feel better. And it's like, and when he told me that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. You're not just being like, hey, get out of the house and exercise. You're being like, trick your body. Think you're running away from a tiger. You're going to feel better. And it did. It worked. It was amazing.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much we either don't know or know about the human body and brain, and they're connected.
Yeah.
Their connectivity,
The bit I used to always try to talk about the Anthony, but it's just like how my brain that thinks and says things is dumb, but my body knows more. Like my body, if I keep drinking, my body is like, we're throwing this up. You can't. But my brain is like, nah, man, fucking party. But my other brain is like, what are you doing? Like my body is like, you got to breathe. But my brain is like, I'm gonna hold my breath. It's like, no, man, you're not fucking doing that. I'm not going to let you do that. We got shit going.
That's why
my brain is the stupidest part of my body.
People talk about the body breaking down over time. I think it just gets smarter.
Well, here's what's interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Because what I mean is that, when you're 20 or whatever, your brain is like, drink as much, you know what I mean? Let's drink, let's party, and your body's like, let's party, let's do it. But then you get to be 30, and your brain's like, let's party, and your body is like, I'm shutting you down after 2 drinks. You got something to do at 10 o'clock in the morning, so you're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Like your body, even like playing sports or whatever, your body's like, look, we're going to hurt after 1 game. Just go home.
You know what? You know what the analogy that strikes me is that your body is a machine, right? So your body is essentially just like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
Your brain is the guy sitting operating the machine. So like the guy operating the machine can he has control of the machine, but the machine can only do what the machine can do. If the guy at the controls is like, put more gas in it, it's like, no, it's filled up, man. It's gonna go start falling on the ground.
Totally. Gas on the floor now.
Yeah. Like lift 6,000 tons. Sorry, man, this machine's rated for 4,000 tons. So that's all it's not even smart. It's just like it has limits. You can only fill so much in your stomach. You can only absorb so many toxins before the machine just breaks, you know, and it's like...
but that's the thing, but with alcohol, I could just keep drinking literally until alcohol would come out of my mouth, but your body doesn't let it. Your body is designed to vomit the rest up.
Exactly. So the machine breaks and fucking spews shit out because it's like, you just...
But that's the difference, though. I think that the machine breaks... Whereas the body has these internal alerts.
Best. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't break. It doesn't let itself break. It's a finely designed machine.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get yourself to throw yourself off of a building.
I was reading
in those any of those movies, Inside Out. I never saw Inside Out. The Pixar movie. I really wanted to see a lot of those Pixar movies. Yeah. What's the person doing? Because that movie, they're all in the body, right?
Yeah.
What's the person doing on the outside? You guys see it?
So it's a great movie. It's about.
Are we really going to ruin the movie? I didn't see it.
Okay, then I won't say.
I'm just wondering because they got to work. I won't say. Well, because they got to work so hard, and then usually that amount of hard work for the output is like nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll say without ruining it for Greg. Basically, there's some turmoil with the people running the brain.
Yeah.
And the little girl whose actually body it is.
Yeah.
Ends up getting sad and getting herself into a not great situation because there's things going wrong in her brain, and they have to work to get her out of that, essentially. So,
man.
So it's about mental health?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
it really
great.
is. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Now, I was going to say something that...
Can't have that happen.
Greg made me think of something interesting. You always make me think of something interesting. Can I say that?
An interesting man.
You are an interesting man. Are you interested?
In everything. What do you want to say?
Well,
I feel better too. Thanks, guys.
Anthony's feet just the same black stuff that was on his feet from last time. Just blood.
Wipe your feet off before you put them on the bed.
Blood and debris.
No.
Blood and debris.
There's legitimately sesame seeds all over your foot.
Well, don't forget about the blood.
Oh,
and the debris. What's on my feet? I can't see them, so I don't know what's happening.
It looks like a...
Most people wipe their feet
naturally. It looks like a boat that's been sitting in the harbor for 7 years. They're just barnacles.
Burp, burp, all aboard. Yeah, that's great. I might have a couple barnacles on there.
Yeah.
I do when I sleep, which I heard is good for the brain to connect you more to the water which we're born from, is I do sleep with my feet in a basin full of seawater. So that would make sense for the barnacles.
You do? Where do you get the seawater every day?
Oh, I import it from the Pacific. It's cheaper that way.
We're very close to the Atlantic. Cheaper from the Pacific.
Yeah, but Atlantic seawater is very, very expensive. Pacific seawater...
3 blocks from free seawater, but he doesn't
Yeah, but you're
it.
not accounting for how expensive it is per drop.
Who are you paying?
What's up?
Yeah, who are you paying?
Who
Neptune?
Charging?
Oh, the government.
Oh,
the government provides.
Well, you got to get out to international waters, man.
Because I got a government grant for this, and the Pacific, the government's cheap. We don't know that, so it costs less to get the water from the Pacific for the U.S. government. So that's why they do it that way. If I had it my way, sure, I'd be out in the Atlantic, but I don't have the kind of money to get privatized seawater.
Isn't that weird? Where there's places that are just no country.
What do you mean?
You go in the middle ocean, you're no country.
No, that's
maritime laws apply.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Every country only has like a very limited amount of space that's theirs. I think it's like 10 miles off the coast. Still counts as America.
So I'm just going to 20 miles out, live on a fucking shanty.
Yeah, you get out there and you're under the. I think you operate. I think maritime laws means. I think it means you operate under the laws of whatever country your ship is registered in.
Well,
which is why like most ships are, even ships that sail out of America are registered in like Panama or places where there's no fucking, where you just do whatever you want.
Ah, so you can marry people at water.
Yeah, the way maritime law works is that for every 5 laws on land, one of them doesn't count. So you go through all the laws, and every time you get to a 5, it doesn't count.
That's great.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So and you say them in any order?
Yeah, well, the order that they're alphabetical order.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting. What about murder? Is that...
Depends where it falls for that state.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
For that state, interesting.
Laws that got stacked up, every 5, you're good.
Is murder on the New Jersey laws, or do they just handle that with, like, the country? Is it like it's like also you can't murder people in New Jersey?
I never know.
Or is that like the White House laws?
That is, I believe.
A federal offense?
I believe that's a federal offense. Although it is interesting. It's always been very strange to me, the idea that
murdering people
that
is allowed.
punishment differs by state, where it's like,
you
killed a man, you got to die. Well, I was over the Texas line, so you can't kill me. Like, what? What are you talking about?
The guy's dead. Doesn't matter the state that he's in. I know. That's ridiculous.
Well, with Denver, you can smoke pot, but if you apply for a job here, they're like, well, we drug test you. Like, well, I was in Denver.
Right. I did a legal thing.
Yeah, it was legal there. But it's illegal now.
Yeah, it's not the body doesn't become weaker or stronger state to state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
Who the fuck are you to tell me it's wrong where I was, it was right?
Yeah, so what if I want to go by dog years?
Yeah.
I've been living by dog years.
That's a lot of laws. You can just do that. You're fine.
I've been doing
looked
that.
into that.
A lot of people think they're dogs.
Yeah.
Or identifying as dogs. So,
Yeah.
you do that. That's pretty good.
Because the government tried to get me for taxes this year. I said I paid 7 years worth last year.
Right.
They said you only paid last year's tax. I said that's dog years.
Right.
7 years.
Yeah.
I paid you in 7 years. I go by dog years. Who are you? You're the calendar police?
Yeah. I've seen the calendar police. Those guys are motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Ooh, they'll crack down on you like a
yeah.
Ooh, they'll get you.
But actually, like, there's nothing worse. They usually say that guy will crack down on you like the calendar police. So the calendar police can only crack down on you like the calendar police because they're the heaviest of cracking that you
It's
can
also,
get.
what is even, I mean, I know we've gone through the day system before where Greg has proposed we just go by numbers, which which was pretty good.
1, 2,
But
0,
now I want to get into the years. I want to get into the year system.
Yeah.
What's this about the year 2016? Just because Jesus
I know, man.
was born? There was
a lot of
4,000
cool
years
shit.
before that of human history.
I know.
A billion years of the Earth being there before that.
Dude, I've been on this beat for a long time, man. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's hard to switch it back, but yeah, I agree. Jesus, guy, to me, let's be honest. Come on.
One guy, so many people did stuff
real.
before then. Also, the dinosaurs, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You're basing it off of this one guy.
Yeah, and it's also hard for people to be like, oh, how old is the world? Oh, it's 2,000 years. No, it's not. That's when Jesus came around.
Yeah.
Who was already talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they'd already learned talking.
No, not I mean, beyond talking, they built like goddamn amazing cities 2,000 years before him.
And you're just going off him.
Yeah.
It's so arrogant.
It's so arrogant.
It kills me.
No, a lot of times people say like, "What year is it?" I go 5. They go, "What are you talking about?" It's 2016. They go, "Nah, I go by my friend Terrence."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's
the best
when
guy
I go
I
by.
like.
Yeah. So
Jesus
Terrence
didn't mean nothing to me.
Terrence died 5 years ago. That's when I go by.
I always
Cheetah
said
years.
that. So then what happens? We find out down the road Jesus isn't real. And then it's like, well, now we've just been going off this guy the whole time. He was just some guy that was nice. Now we got to pick a new guy or a new thing.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of new info coming in on Jesus.
I don't know, man. With genetic testing,
True.
That's right. And when we get into brain return technology,
I don't know, man. You don't think that we'll ever find out that?
we already know. We already know, but people don't want to admit to it.
Yeah, that's
there is no evidence he existed. There is no evidence that ever even happened.
Here's the thing. I think most scholars would agree, he likely existed.
Right.
He's likely a guy.
He's
just a guy.
Yeah. The idea that he was the son of God is like.
See, that's the thing that doesn't make any sense. If there was just a guy named Jesus, then that's not God. Then that's that guy. Then you could just say, well, yeah, there's a guy named Jesus Christ who was born 15 years ago. If he wasn't the son of God, then this whole thing, then that person didn't exist. Because the whole idea of him is that he's the son of God.
Right.
A guy who created everything.
Right.
Why am I furious? Sorry.
You're mad about the rent, and you're taking it out on God.
Yeah.
Well,
you did this.
I don't know. I just think it's to me it's weird. It's like why would I go to church? It's like if there is God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just wants people to go up to a building every Sunday and like say thank you to him. I don't really like you that much. If you go, you know,
That's what
like
you're asking of me?
if you go by
yeah.
like if there is a God, my belief is that he'll just want me to be a good person.
Totally.
And
But why would he even want you to be good? Why does good and bad even mean anything to someone who created everything?
So here's the thing. I won't say the name out of respect for the program, but when I got sober, I went to a certain program, and
Are there other programs? I know you're not. Why?
Well,
you're
not supposed to. Yeah, you're not supposed to. You don't really publicly acknowledge it.
My bad.
But a big part of it was you have to have an understanding of
the higher
God,
power. Yeah.
Right. And for me, because I struggled with really saying outright I believe in a God, some guy.
Yeah.
My higher power was just like, for some reason, and I don't know why, it does feel better to do nice things than it does to do mean things.
Yeah.
And that was my higher power. That was it.
Sure.
Right.
Just like for whatever reason, whether it was because my parents taught me or because of like I see the reaction on people's faces, it feels better for me to do a nice thing than a mean thing. And that is a power bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like that, whatever that is my God. You know? And then I actually met the real God.
Oh, yes, last week,
and it turned out the whole thing was about dirt.
Yeah.
So I was all wrong. I was all types of mixed up because it's really more of a dirt farm system.
Yeah.
Death is insane to me.
Death is scary.
Everything I've ever known happens within 60 years to 80 years, maybe, hopefully. I could die in a minute. I could die right now. I could die right in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how this podcast can end.
You made it.
I made it. I've always made it. Oh, that's great to know.
We keep going with the episode.
Yeah, I would have respect that you would.
Yeah.
Really, if I die during this episode, for real, and you're like 100% sure I'm dead, continue the episode.
No, because here's the thing. I want to respect your wishes, but with medical technology these days, even if you're dead to no pulse, we got to make some moves.
Call the police.
We can get you back.
But do it on the line. Do it on the
No. Because that's going to be a distraction. I got to put all. All
right, you do everything. Anthony, you stay on the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll think of some topics. Oh, I could finally do my jet ski roundup thing.
Yeah.
Can
I finish this? I thought about God. I want to talk about how crazy death is.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that with its everything you ever know is just suddenly gone, and it never returns, never goes anywhere, and how terrifying that is. And then you realize, oh God, and then it just feels better, and it's like, oh, that's why we can't get past. That's why people can't accept science and atheism and all this stuff, because how fucking comforting is knowing that this is for something.
Right.
When to me, nothing is better. I love the fact there's no quiz at the end of this.
Right.
I could be whatever I want, and no one is going to be like, hey, you fucked that up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an interesting thing. It's like there is some degree of like arrogance in atheism where it's like, oh, why doesn't everyone believe in God? It's like, well, because some dude that fucking works 70 hours a week at a factory and has nothing and is trying to, like, it's nice for him to imagine.
Yeah, but it's that's not right.
Why not?
Because
why can't he have that feeling of comfort in that?
You can have comfort in, I think, in other. I mean, allowing people to just believe in lies holds back progression. We're not progressing because we're allowing people to now judge other people based on these lies.
Sure,
and to kill other people.
Yes, that's my problem.
Most people don't just go,
yes,
oh God,
yes,
cool. They go, there is something in their head that is fear driven. I want that guy to not be driven by fear.
Right.
That's what I want. Have an understanding that this is all cool, man. That's way more comforting.
I agree with you.
Fear.
I agree with you. I think that's why my big problem with religion is it causes people do fucked up shit in the name of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think on the face of it, if you're not doing that, I don't have a problem. Believe whatever you want to believe, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. In practice, it becomes like, I have this nice, comforting thing that gets me through the day. Also, you can't marry that man you love because you're also a man. It's like, well, you should have stopped. Just stop.
It's stopping people's thought process.
Yes.
It's even being like, oh, well, I can just say God and not have to think further. It's like, no, man, question the shit.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, well, I don't know why that happened. Oh, God. No, why did that happen? Investigate. Understand. Think critically. And this world will be better. Atheism, and I'm like not even usually this passionate about it, but atheism is based on critical fucking thinking.
Right.
It's what this world needs.
But here's the thing.
Stop accepting people who aren't thinking critical.
Let me play the devil's advocate, because I
don't even know if I
No, you're making good points. And I agree with you, but I want to play the devil's advocate so that we're getting all the arguments out there. The flip side to that argument is like you are a creative person. You have a creative job.
Yeah.
You are relatively comfortable. I mean, you work your ass off for that comfort. But compared to a lot of people in the world, you're comfortable, right? so the flip side of that argument is like, you and I have the luxury of critical thinking. As someone who has no food, who's got to work his ass off for nothing, if they start thinking critically, it's depressing as shit. Because if they start thinking critically, it's basically like, why am I doing anything? Why am I doing this?
Is then we should be allowed to control people.
No,
because that's what the religion is doing, is controlling them.
Right, and that's a big part of my problem with religion. But if for instance, some peaceful religion, a Quaker or some sort of Unitarian that's accepting of all people and not into any violence and believe whatever you want, then I think that's okay. Then it's like, if that is offering you comfort, what difference is that than, say, my favorite television show or a book to read, something that just gives you something that helps you get through your day.
To what you're saying, and I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry this is going on.
First of all, please don't apologize, because I think this is great, right?
Yeah.
Well, Anthony, sorry, Anthony. Well, Anthony's not. And to what you're saying, I will say
this.
Just
listening. What are you saying? Sorry.
I do. There's people that I met in the hospital that kind of like, atheism makes sense. That's cool, but this kind of gives me comfort. To that person who kind of is like half in, half out, I love anybody who's 90 up to 98%, but saying, hey, here's a religion, the missionary thing, people going out and converting
I
people,
hate it.
Anyone telling them is horrible, because now you're making people controlled by a thing, and by saying those people need that comfort, you're giving them, here's a way to accept how horrible your life is.
Yeah.
And I say, no, don't. Yes, think critically. Yes, it's depressing. Now what?
Right.
Now what do we do?
Yeah.
We now need to fix that. We don't just allow these people to be fucking living horribly.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I was bringing that up as
no, I hear you. But I'm just yelling.
I mean, I'm not an atheist. I'm an agnostic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really, all the logical parts of me believe that first of all, religion, I don't think there's any way they know as sure as they seem to be. They're not right.
Yeah.
But I also think there's some interesting things in the world where it's like, well, where do my thoughts go when I die? Like, what is my soul?
That's
all
what I'm
that
talking
stuff.
about, the death thing.
Like that is where I think, okay, hold on, there is some force, maybe something bigger, maybe not, but I do, so that to me, it's like, I'm not an atheist. I'm not sure enough to just be like that. There's no God, but I certainly don't think anyone has nailed down the correct definition of God. I just think there's some sort of something like powerful in human nature that is sort of outside of whatever physical laws we've been able to describe. Like there's something there. There's something there that I don't know what it is, and it makes me believe that, like, maybe there's something. I just don't know.
It's possible. I'm not 100% anything. I'll never be 100% anything. This world could be a snap of a finger that was just a recognition of a thought.
Right.
But, I don't know.
I like the sound of that.
We could just take off any second now. We could just take off the virtual reality goggles. And it was like, and I was just telling Anthony, I wanted to do an episode of a show where the guy goes, where I just all of a sudden the end of my special, take off the virtual reality goggles, and someone goes, oh, that's what your life would have been like if you were a comedian.
Yeah.
I go, what? Yeah, you want to know what it would be like a comedian? We put you in the program for 20 minutes, and you just experience that entire life over the course of 20 minutes, and then we're done.
Yeah, man, it's weird.
Maybe. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings out there. I don't want anybody to be angry at me for my beliefs. And I'm not hating anyone who believes things that are different, but I do sometimes get passionate about.
Well, not only that, dude. If your feelings are getting hurt, then that's a problem. If you can't hear a guy question it, then that's a fucking problem.
Oh, that's great.
Like if you can't listen to someone be like, here's what my issue is with it, if that makes you angry rather than have a valid discussion, well, then that is a problem. You know what I mean? If you can't hear someone be like, here's what I think religion does. I mean, look, man, fucking a lot of people have died in the name of God.
Yeah.
A lot. And that doesn't seem to be something he would want if he's what you believe in, like.
Yeah, the whole thing is silly. Sorry, but
Anthony, where do you fall?
Oh, these are all good points.
What's your relationship to God?
I don't really
Where do you fall
one.
on the religion spectrum?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think there's something out there. There's some kind of force, some kind of energy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a guy in the clouds or whatever the hell that stuff is.
The classic guy in the clouds.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So whatever that label is.
It's funny that
Agnostic, I think.
Oh, there
Fair
you
enough.
go.
Yeah, you're agnostic. It's funny that it must have been a bummer when we were first able to get to the clouds, which I guess maybe would have been like a hot air balloon.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because until then, it was just like, yeah, I mean, it's probably up there, and then they just went up there and they're like, nah, man, it's like theoretical. You know, you can't see it. But until then, it was like, yeah, they're just up there, man.
Because they were banking on all this stuff with the idea that, well, they'll never get up there.
Yeah.
And then when they do, it's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's way underground. Like, they just say a bunch of crazy nonsense. Yeah, that's what I always thought was an old David Cross bit that was really funny about the end of the world.
Yeah.
The doomsday people, or wherever they say the specific date, and then it doesn't happen, and then they're just like, oh, no, I was looking at it wrong. That's a 6. That's a 9. I'm an idiot. My kid got in the room, and I wrote that down or something. That's really funny. Yeah, because they didn't have the foresight to see technology or just human evolution.
Yeah.
So they would just say a bunch of far out things. Yeah. Also, too, I don't know if they're thinking when they made all this stuff up that it's going to have a shelf life of all this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? How many times have you come up with a lie and then you're like, all right, this will last a couple minutes, and then it gets way out of hand?
Yeah.
It sounds very simplistic, but I think that might be what happened.
Well, and it's also like it wasn't just one guy. It was like hundreds and thousands of years of people, like anyone who wanted to, tacking shit on. Like Jesus was probably just like standing there being like, hey, we gotta he was Bernie Sanders, hey, we gotta feed everyone, man. We gotta be nice. Everyone. And then some crazy guy was like, and don't eat shellfish.
And then
write it down.
Was like, and don't fuck my wife. And my wife fucked the neighbor. So no neighbor fucking.
Don't fuck my wife is on there.
And then one guy was
Rape
like,
not.
Can we fuck kids? And they were like, no. And then he was like, I didn't want to anyway. That's a rule.
But that's not 10 Commandments. Pedophilia, rape, not there. Don't fuck my wife. There. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Big 10.
No, the best is pedophilia and rape, not there. But don't eat too much. Gluttony is a 7th deadly sin.
Also,
hey man, you gotta be moderate. You know, don't don't fill yourself up.
You should have put don't eat too much in parentheses pussy.
Poor guy. He was like, don't eat too much. Maybe share. With people who aren't making the sandal wages that you're making over there, huh?
Yeah.
You know something that's always confused me. This is always. I think I brought it up on the podcast before. Here's the thing, right? Satan, the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
Correct? Satan's a whole New Testament guy, right? He's not even in there that much, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
the Old Testament? No, God's fighting Murloc.
Yeah. Oh, that seems questionable.
Did I read it wrong?
So he's the embodiment of evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the evil people go down to him. Why does he punish them? I don't understand. He loves evil. They should get down there and he should say, great work, fellas.
Because it's the same reason Japanese people like to have sex the way they have sex. They like all that beat each other up stuff.
He's a sadomasochist.
Yeah.
So what?
They love that stuff.
But
Japanese people love
So you're saying Satan's so evil that whoever you give him, he's got to torture.
Yeah, mainly Japanese people who love
Sexually.
that stuff. Sexually.
Sexually.
No, I don't know. That is weird. He punishes them. I didn't even know he did that. I thought he gave out candies or something.
We had a meeting.
Yeah.
Foods you're not supposed to eat as a kid.
We had a brief talk, as we do before the podcast, and what do we want to talk about? We said, let's talk about Pokemon Go. Well, first we'll try and calm Greg down, then we'll talk about Pokemon Go. And we just talked about God's existence
I think the way
for
to calm
38 minutes.
Greg down is to get him talking about something that he's passionate about, and then the rent anger flows through that vehicle. So you just kind of get, and this is an actual passion. This isn't like Greg.
Religion's one of favorites.
Yeah. I think it's. I was thinking about this the other. I don't know why we're so concerned with God's race and gender. That's always like a thing. Or Jesus, too.
We talked about the gender thing. This was a big conversation.
Did we have this one already?
Yeah, because why would you have a penis, remember?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, but this is a different... This was a different angle on that. I also do think that is stupid. But yeah, it's like, it's like very far-fetched that these people are even real to then get into race and gender discussions.
Created race, so
them.
how could he have created? How could he have been? He made himself.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like
with it
he could be like a vapor. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I know.
A thing that you don't understand.
Right.
Let me show
just
this
like 6 days, 7 nights. Was he a black guy or not? Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, you mean?
Yeah,
Or you mean God?
I don't know a ton about, like, you know a lot more about them.
Yeah.
I don't know a great deal about them, really.
About who? Jesus? Well,
Both of
Jesus,
them. I don't know.
first of all.
Whoever they are. I
here's the
zoned out
thing.
very early on in CCD
Yeah.
and was in it for a ski trip, and then that was really my whole religious history.
Here's the beginning and
Thought
end.
it was lame.
Here's the beginning and end of that discussion. God, you can talk about all day long. Jesus was not white. He wasn't. Period.
But he
Look,
ruled.
He wasn't a person.
What?
But he ruled.
He didn't really rule.
Oh.
He
Ruled, dude.
But he ruled, dude.
But if Jesus existed where and when they said he existed, he was not a white man.
Sure.
Right.
He just wasn't. Like,
Right.
That's not who was
still
there.
means nothing.
No, it doesn't mean
That's
anything.
what I mean.
No,
It
absolutely.
means nothing.
Yeah.
Why? It's like,
Yeah.
it should be-
I don't trust
it should
him.
be
He was a black guy.
So far
It's crazy.
as
Yeah.
a concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the things
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we gotta get to the bottom
Yeah.
of how tall he was and
Yeah.
if he was a Filipino.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's crazy.
Did
Go that
he
far down.
have fast twitch muscles?
yeah.
Let me throw this one at you. Anthony and I kind of discussed this, but this is the thing that I always think. People like God being a man or woman. Let's just think about that.
I always think this is funny.
What? God? So you're saying God is a man? The thing that really makes you a man is having a penis. Why would God have a penis? It's not. Who's he fucking?
Yeah.
He's not fucking other gods.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What makes you having a penis and liking women?
Or
right,
yeah,
so let's
yeah,
be-
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. All right,
but I'm
go
saying
ahead
the
again.
idea that God would have any reproductive organs, and that's how he made Earth. Like they came out of his dick.
Well,
like,
it's
he
funny.
jerked them off, and it
It's-
was like, "There's Earth." But God isn't fucking humans.
Well, it'd be funny if you meet God. Like, what's your general situation? What's my general situation? Well, I got a 11-inch throbbing cock
Right.
with a giant clitoris on the end of it.
Yeah.
Because I just took the best of everything because I'm God, and
Yeah.
it feels great. And tomorrow I'm gonna be a fucking fish because
Yeah.
I do whatever I want.
That's
Yeah.
so like that's what
Yeah.
I mean. We're so narrow-minded
Yeah.
as human beings to think that God has to be a man or a woman.
Yeah.
If he's a thing,
Yeah.
like, he has to be one of the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got to have a
what
dick
am
or
I-
vagina.
Yeah.
That's the last I'm hearing about it.
What am I?
And he's black or white.
I'm a Kranzel. You don't know about it.
Yeah, why?
How
why
could
in the
you?
world would he be a thing that we could know?
I am open to the fact that God or whoever would be a man or a woman only if he isn't the creator of everything. Like maybe there was a guy
Right.
who created us in a lab, but then someone created him.
That's the
Or
thing.
her.
It's the
only way
stretch
that makes
is so
sense.
far that a human being, like the furthest thing that we can create, albeit amazing and incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, this is a stupid example, but it's like, hey, the best thing we could do is the microwave. Why do you think that we, in our form, all the shit that we have, are also capable of doing the whole thing?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's
Well,
what
but
a
here's
leap that is.
here's the flip side to that, and I think it's
I
not.
don't want to hear it.
But I'm going to tell you it, it's kind of nonsense. It's what we made up to explain that.
Right.
Is that God doesn't look like us.
Right.
We look like God. God
Yeah.
created us in His image. So He just happened to be a guy who
What's
looked
that
like
image?
this.
He had a penis.
What or was a woman, one of the two. But He created. I mean, by the Bible,
Only thing
He's
I'll
a man.
buy with that is we were created in God's image, yes, as creators. So don't stop fucking stem cell research and all this shit. The only thing that we could have in common with God, if we were in His image, is that we're creators. Because He wouldn't be a man or a woman. He wouldn't be a physical embodiment of a person, because then where the fuck is He?
Yeah.
The only thing that we could be in His image is creators.
Even that, I don't quite. It's like,
Yeah, I don't
wait,
think
wait,
so.
wait, yeah.
I'm trying to defend a thing that I went up.
What about Terry Schiavo, though?
Yeah.
What happens there?
Sorry. God.
What else was I thinking about this? I was thinking about this during the week. I think it's interesting too. I couldn't really find that much on the internet, but I was trying to look up all the other things that were invented when religion was invented.
Yeah.
And I mean, this holds no water because I couldn't find anything. But I would be hard pressed that we're using any of those same things still. Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
sure we are.
Religion's like the one thing
the wheel.
in its class.
Yeah,
That stuff was very basic.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
I
true.
mean, all those
See,
But
stuff,
you're right.
levers.
Everything's been. The
pulling.
wheel is amazing.
Yeah,
now.
it's
religion is
evolved.
not amazing. It has not
Right,
changed.
like why
Yeah.
don't we look at the religion the same way we do the wheel, where it's like, well, religion evolves too into science. Why isn't that a thing?
Well, the interesting thing
Or
about
the starting
I
point's
think
different,
it's,
so
I think
it's different.
I think it's interesting thing about human nature is that religion has evolved all the time. They come
Yeah,
and go.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, look, for all we know, Christianity will be long gone in 500 years. You know,
sure,
like because there were plenty of religions that are more or less gone. Like you know, paganism was huge. Fucking the Roman gods.
Yeah,
are
that's
gone.
interesting.
They were,
really
you know,
think of it that way.
Yeah,
They
so
laugh at those.
They're like fads, but
the one kind of lasting thing, the thing that doesn't go away, is really, for as far back as we've been able to look at human history, there is a God of some sort. There is some form of worship or religion, and I think it's because it is comfortable. It's just comfortable to think someone else is driving the car. You know, it's just this way of being like, here's something to do.
Well, it answers questions that constantly get answered.
Right.
So that's the problem. It's I know you want to say anything, but it's give you the God of the gaps. You ever hear this? Which is the thing is like, oh, well, what's this?
I'll tell you the God of the gaps is me. I caught a bubble shirts online.
Hey, this guy's got those new khakis, baby.
No, but they'll be like, well, why? You know, what is that? Well, that, you know, what's in the sky? Oh, that's God.
Yeah, of course.
Then we get there. Oh, there's sky. Now God moves forward.
Right.
Now they're doing it with dark matter. What's dark matter? That's God. It's like, well, then we're going to figure out what the fuck dark matter is, and you're going to need a new God.
Yeah, he's like an MP3 player.
Yeah. But it's like, it's people's answer to the thing that scares them.
What's a Wi-Fi
God's
connection?
plan.
That's God.
Could you imagine? It's kind of incredible. It's kind of incredible that just everyone didn't die like in the past.
Crazy. I know.
Like, just like, I got to go to the doctor. Why? He's going to bleed out all my blood to get the bad shit out of me. Just cut me and bleed me.
That's the way I think
He's
about
just
the body.
He's just going to drain
you know
me.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just a simple man's approach to it. Where it's like, we'll just get the bad blood out of there. Dead in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't know how any baby made it.
Yeah.
They were insane.
But they were almost right, you know? Like, there is something in your blood that could have been bad.
See, that's the thing, because sometimes it's right on. Because sometimes science or whatever is so simple that it can be broken down to anybody. You go, oh, wow, that's right there in front of my face. And that is, I think, maybe the problem, because sometimes the real dumb answer is right.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, then how do you know what's too far-fetched and what's not too far-fetched?
Did I
trial
and error.
Tell you I wanted, in high school, did I ever tell you this, how I never really talk in the lunchroom, and then the only thing that I really spoke all year is I told everybody that I wanted to get my vas deferens replaced with chocolate, so when I came, I could eat my kids.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Everybody looked at me.
Well, the interesting thing is you could just do that anyway. You could just you could eat your cum. You're not going to be chocolate.
Come on,
bro. Add chocolate at the end.
Yeah.
You cum, then put chocolate sauce in the cum.
I do love chocolate. And I think with a lot of cacao, it's very strong. So it could be strong enough to get rid of the cum.
I was listening to this thing a while ago.
I'm going to cum in the Hershey syrup, see if you like it.
I don't think it's strong enough. It's got too many chemical stuff in it.
I was listening to this program a while ago. So
probably.
It was a while ago, so I may have some of the details wrong. But like you were saying is how they were close a lot of the time. And a lot of time they were getting right results without knowing why. Like, so I listened to this thing. This woman was trying to recreate, just as an experiment, this she was like someone who studies diseases and stuff, and she was trying to recreate. She had this famous sort of medieval, essentially a doctor's manuscript. You know, there was all these weird potions and shit, right?
Yeah.
And so there was this thing that she made in it. It was all this bullshit you put into a potion and like mash up, and she made it, right. And she looked at it under the microscope. It was nothing. She happened to leave it out in her lab by accident, and looked at it again, or her assistant looked at it again the next day, and there were these spores growing on it that were similar to penicillin. It was like what we use as antibiotics. So it's like they didn't know why it was working, but they were doing shit that worked. A lot of you know, like they had some stuff where it was like, they had antibiotics without knowing what was happening or why it was working.
They
but
figured it out.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Evolution. That they tried it maybe, and when oh, this worked. Well, all right, remember that. Try it again.
Yeah, that's how I learned the right way to masturbate. It's true.
Yeah, you can't use a boot.
No, I was slapping it.
Oh,
I saw the handshake. I probably told you guys this. Kids would do this handshake in middle school where they would dap each other up and down.
Yeah,
and they would slap each other.
Yeah.
There's hand. And somebody, I don't know who, or maybe I had it in my head that somebody was like, oh, that's how you masturbate. That's why they're doing that. So when I went home, I did it. I would do the up and down, and it felt great.
Yeah.
Then I would do the slap.
Didn't feel great.
And it didn't feel great, but I will go, and then I'll go back to up and down and be like, this feels great. But then I'll be like, I got to go back to the slap again. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And I beat my chicken that night.
You beat your dick down. Now let me take a brief break here just to get in. Again, we said at the beginning, thank you guys. We're really the podcast is doing great.
Number 1 on iTunes.
It's not number 1 on iTunes.
Okay.
We'd love to get there.
We're gonna get there. Help us get there, guys.
Help us get there. Share the podcast with your friends. Follow us on Twitter at the Rad Dudecast. Ask to join the Rad Dudecast After Dark on Facebook. I've been letting in a bunch of people this week. Thank you for getting in. And you can support our podcast that we're on. Like we did the J Train podcast last Friday. It was a very successful episode for them. A lot of. But if you tweet at us, we'll get right back to you. And I changed.
Right back to you.
I changed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, right away.
Here's the other thing. I changed the description in at the Rad Dudecast Twitter this week. I realized I didn't have it there. Now, if you go to the Rad Dudecast Twitter, you'll see the 3 of our Twitter handles right in there. I think.
Smart.
So you can follow us.
Oh, should we give everyone the Rad Dudecast Twitter page password so they can tweet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, an idea. That's an idea. That's an idea. That's an idea.
Have you seen our fans?
Yeah, they're like bridge people.
Yeah.
Urge is in New York this week. Hold on. I got some tweets coming in right now.
Really?
No, it's somebody wants more people are wanting this. We need a Rad Dudecast we need a Rad Dudecast and Tuesdays with Stories special app.
Oh yeah. People are want to hear that. I don't know how that would go because
tweet at Tuesday
I guess
with
we
Stories.
would just go crazy with Mark and Joe.
I know Mark and Joe would love to have us, but I don't want to ask them. I feel uncomfortable, even though they're close friends. But just tweet at them so that they'll have us on.
Yeah,
I just wonder if our brand of podcasting would work.
Does it even work here? Does it work now?
That's a good point.
Well, this is fun. We can just tell stories.
Yeah,
we've got great stories.
That's true. We could.
We're all just
be real
people.
and tell stories,
but that's not fun. Or we can just go on their podcast and go screaming.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll figure it out. Mark and Joe, I mean, we're good friends with them, so we could just figure that out with them.
Now, did you say something, Greg, about having some sort of guests on, or so? What was going on?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do want to. Before we move forward, I've been tweeting a lot about my Pokemon game and on Snapchat. So please, I have questions. Answer my questions because I don't know how to catch these guys. So what I've been doing now is I've just been throwing out pretty much balls at anybody and then catching different Pokemons. You know, like I was walking on the street. Here, come with me on this. Let's go outside real quick.
Okay.
It's wireless. The mics are wireless.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Yeah. And
look! Hey, my lawn.
See, there's one. Hey, that's our neighbor. You know him, Anthony. And he knows him.
Oh yeah.
So now stay vigilant.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait for one of these guys to pop up.
Yeah.
Right. And then you throw a ball at him. You catch him. You put him in your bag.
Okay.
It's great. Right. Okay. Anyone see anything? Ah! There we go. Look, it's Labrador. It's a Labradon.
Hey, Labrador here. What you want, man?
Nothing, buddy. Anthony, check this out, right?
Yeah.
Come on over here, pal.
What you got? You got some snacks or what?
Yeah, have a little snack.
Yeah, let me take a nibble.
Give him some nuts. Give him some nuts.
Give me some nuts.
Man, Labradon.
Yeah.
How about honey roasted peanut?
Oh, I take a little couple of these.
Now I'm gonna shove him in this ball.
Wait, what you say?
It's a game. It's fine. It's just a game.
I can still hear him though.
Yeah, but I put him now he's in the ball. I throw him in the ball. In the
I don't
bag.
know, man.
Hey, that's cool. So this is how this game works?
Yeah, it's about
This is great.
kidnapping
Pokemon Go's fun.
monsters.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
This is
Kidnapping
great.
monsters and then making them fight each other later.
Oh, this is
Labradon's in my bag, so now we could use him later.
Okay.
We could throw him at somebody
All
else.
right.
Okay.
But we got to find another one.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a family or anything, does he?
He might.
Okay.
I mean, but he's gone now.
Okay.
He's in our
Good
bag.
enough for me. Just wondering that. Oh, he seemed to have said he's had some family.
Yeah, but he'll
okay.
get quiet after a little bit.
Oh, okay, great. Good to know.
Yeah.
I think we got to get another one.
The thing is, we are going to get another one.
How do we do it?
Watch, we have to wait. I'm going to set some incense, and
Should
then they'll
we
come to us.
maybe take the train? Oh, where is there? Is there one somewhere far away? Maybe
Don't
we'll
worry.
take a train to get there.
I'm gonna bring us to one of these Pokemons.
Yeah.
But I want to also explain a little bit
Okay.
on how absolutely brutal and horrible this game actually is.
Okay.
All right.
Capturing monsters,
Yeah.
Throwing
You're
them in
really
my
torturing
bag.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
making them fight each other.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
So we're gonna get on the train.
okay, great.
Yeah.
Swipe
Sweet.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Next stop, Coney Island.
Man, that guy sounded like Anthony when he started talking.
We got one on the train.
Oh, look at him!
Check out this. Look, it's a fucking Dweebledaz.
It's me, Dweebledaz.
Oh, man, this guy's something.
Yeah. We got a cabbage. Dweebledaz.
Yes.
Come here. I want to talk to you.
Come
pal.
on.
About what?
Nothing. Just about children. You like
About what?
You got to find out what they like first.
Oh, what do you like? What are some of your
Nacho chips.
Oh, you know, Greg, he makes a real great batch of nachos.
Oh, really? Well, I never heard of him.
You've never heard of Gregorius Greg's nacho truck?
No, I don't think so.
It just got rated big time, baby.
Yeah, big time.
By what magazine?
Forbes.
Get the.
I've heard of that magazine.
So come over here.
Okay,
Look, I'll hit him with the ball.
Yeah, get him with the ball. We got him.
There's not even cheese on these.
Get him in the backpack. Get him in the bag.
I have a family. 3 kids.
Get in the bag.
I mean, I'm in the bag,
He's in
but
the
I
bag.
can talk
All right,
still.
now let me. Can I?
Hang on. You gotta just don't when they start talking about their family. You really gotta ignore that.
Okay.
It'll really
I
get to you.
That guy said specifically that he had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily.
Now,
Emily,
can I-
Shut up! Shut up!
Can I?
I'll listen to
Dweeble star.
Can I? Now, I think
you
you've.
got the first 2 out, but not the third one.
I think you've trained us pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Can
Yeah.
I try and catch one here?
Yeah, but you gotta set up the incense like we
Okay, I'll
talked.
set up
You
the
gotta
incense.
lure them in.
Maybe we'll take a flight for this one.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
get on the.
nice.
Hey,
Oh,
we just got off at the LaGuardia stop. Let's get on the plane.
Yeah. You guys are here for the Uber.
Yeah. Take it.
Is that a Pokemon or is
Yeah,
that a
no, that.
Pokemon?
I think that's a guy.
man, I'm a guy.
Oh, hey, guy.
Hey.
Yeah, man, come in my Uber.
Well, I thought we were already at the airport. We'll get in the Uber.
Hang on a
Whoa!
second.
There's one in the Uber. It's a Charmander. It's a Charmander run.
Guys, yeah, I know I look like a Charmander, but you just gotta relax. Okay?
Whoa! This
gotta-
guy's
just-
smooth. Ask him what his interests are.
You just gotta relax.
your interest, pal.
Not,
It's the pilot?
the pilot? Are you the? Oh, it's our Uber driver, right?
wait a minute. I'll let you guys handle
Yeah, Anthony.
Sorry.
What are some of your interests?
Right,
guys.
that
guy.
I have the same interests
Yeah, what's
that
up?
a normal person has, like philosophy and candy.
Candy.
So a book, maybe.
Yeah.
I do like a book of candy.
A candy book. Get him a candy book.
But I'm,
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know what you guys look like Pokemon catchers.
No.
Are you cool?
No, we're real cool.
Are you guys
Listen,
cool?
No, I'm a plastic
He's
surgeon.
a surgeon. I'm a candy book salesman.
Dr. Brent.
Oh,
And I'm also Brent, but no
Brent?
doctor.
okay.
It's Brent and Brent.
Brent and Brent.
Brent and Brent brothers.
What do
I'm
you
a-
do?
What?
What do you do?
I sell candy books.
Great.
We sell candy books.
Yeah. I got a fresh Snickers book just published.
Just want to be sure that I am just a normal person that looks
Yeah, it's all cool.
like
do
a
we
monster.
It's cool,
Do
man.
we look like do we have any nets or anything like
No,
that,
Oh, you
man?
guys look cool.
Did you want Botox?
He's Mormon.
I love Botox. I need to get my Botox in my feet because I have an excessive sweat problem.
Oh, bring those feet over. I
Yeah,
can't
bring the
reach
feet
them
over.
there.
Yeah,
Oh,
come
that's
bring them
pretty
over.
cool.
Show us your
All right,
feet.
yeah, where do you got the stuff? Here I am.
Look at this.
We got him! Cut his dick off! No! Cut his fucking dick off! Cut that monster dick off! Yeah, in your cab, you son of a bitch!
Why'd you do it twice, pal?
I think I'm having a heart attack. I think I'm having a heart attack.
I wonder if this guy's got a family. So where you going anyway?
free.